Hello, 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 and welcome to Dear Dana on a Wednesday night. Humpity hump 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 day. Welcome, Leanne, and welcome in the bushes. I appreciate you too, and that's okay, Renee Ron. I'm glad you are out having a good time. I'd like to be out having a good time. It has been a while since I went off to Helen with my husband. But I am happy for all that can make it, and I am happy for the replay crew too. We aren't doing anything too intense tonight. I decided that I would do something to the effect of Dear Dana Reacts, just catching up on some things that are going on in social media and around the world. Some good vibes and just breathe in the air. You know, that inhale to the count of 4 through your nose and hold it and exhale through your mouth to the count of 4 and be on repeat a few times to release all of that stuff we accumulate in our bodies so we can just chill on down, hold and release through your mouth. That's how you do it. That conscious breathing. Hold it and release. Hello, Marie Crumb. And hello, Paranormal Witch Willow. Just walking in the house. Everyone's on a different time zone. I wish they'd get rid of the time zones in the USA. At least we'd be all on the same, get more daylight. We need it. We need that vitamin D, don't we? That good vitamin D, get rid of that seasonal affect disorder that causes so many people the blues in the wintertime. Yeah, that's why a lot of people get more depressed in the wintertime. That they don't get enough of that vitamin D. More sunlight. I like having more sunlight. You feel like you can get more done. Feel like you get more done. Anyway, let me drop that intro before I forget. Let me go ahead and drop that thing. Drop it, drop it, drop it. And I did it backwards. Leave it to me to get it backwards sometimes, don't we all? Leave it to me to get it backwards sometime. Just base the time zones around us. Around, where are you again, Virginia Woolf? Remind me where you are again, Virginia Woolf. Alternate time zone? I don't know where who is what. I don't know where who is what. I'm in Eastern. So Callie gets. Oh, yeah, I'm East Coast. I'm on the East Coast. Callie stays light longer than we do. But yeah, I'd like to have some more sunshine. I'd like to have more light longer. I know when school starts and you fall, is it spring forward, fall back? I know the kids get so upset because around 5, 6 o'clock it starts getting dark. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's like whoa, it messes you all up. I like having light longer. You know, I, I'm a night owl typically anyway. But I don't know what's happening to me. I've got, hey, James Money, I've got where I pop up early these days. I used to could sleep in like nobody's business, but I pop up early these days. But, half the time I'll be trying to watch a movie late at night, like late. And I'll fall asleep sitting straight up on the couch. That is a good idea, Leanne, to get sunlight therapy to help with, the give yourself light therapy to help with seasonal affect disorder, SAD, as they call it, and that's a good name for it. But how is everyone doing? Try to keep it on the lighter side tonight. Try to keep it on the lighter side. It's hump day, it's middle of the week. Even though they were helpful, the last two lives were, a little more on the more serious topic. A little more on the more serious topic. We talked about life after death and things like that. Yes, we did. Talked about grief. All those things need to be talked about. Very helpful to people. But sometimes we got to go a little lighter. I wanted to do, 80s music versus now music. People do the reaction videos. You have to talk through them and stop them really often for YouTube not to dock you, and it's so tricky. I was talking to Shan a little bit today, and she goes, sometimes they'll take a month to let your video go up after the live, and then they'll yank your video down. So I wasn't sure how to quite navigate that. Although it sounds like so much fun, we'd have to almost like name that tune by humming it. We'd almost have to do it that way. Hum that tune and name that tune, which possibly could be fun, but people might not watch it. I just don't know. They might not watch it. We just don't know. They might not want to hear me hum it. But I was going to do a short video on it, but in the news, if you have not heard, Elton John and Britney Spears are releasing a new version, a new collab of the Tiny Dancer next month. It's set to be released next month. It will be Britney Spears' first new release in years. Collaboration with Elton John, a new Tiny Dancer remix. And it's supposed to be the release of the summer of 2022. It's supposed to be a new jam of the summer. Tiny Dancer, Elton John and Britney Spears. People are biting at the bit. It's per Page Six and TMZ, but Andy from Popcorn Planet apparently got to hear it, and he says it is incredible. He says it's incredible. So maybe a lot of what we are seeing on Britney's social media is just a ruse. She is putting all her baggage out there. She made a few posts about her family and even Sam being out with coffee with his sisters and stuff like that. She's venting a lot of her baggage and it gets deleted. So she's got social media people watching over her social media. They need to do a better job in some ways, but she's still got a lot. She's still got years of pain and baggage that she's trying to release, and she's got a lot of catching up to do where she was pretty much imprisoned within her own life and emotionally stifled. She was emotionally stifled for way over a decade, and she's got some emotional catching up to do. I mean, she didn't have a phone forever. She didn't have access to money to even use money, to buy things, to drive, to do a multitude of things we do. So she's got a lot of catching up to do. Navigating life, period. But I think that having control over her own music, and there's supposedly more music to come, might empower her in a lot of ways because she didn't even have control or say so over her own music. So I'm still pulling for her. I'm still pulling for Brittany. Prayers and pulling for her is what we need to do. Is still what we need to do. What if we had gone through, all of us have gone through a ton in different parts of our lives. The difference is we're not plastering it all out here. There are moments in my life I would not have wanted all out here. Most of us censor what goes out here. Yes or no? Most of us censor what goes on out here in social media. Most of us are careful about what we allow people to hear and see. Most of us. We trust some people. On this channel, we are probably a little more open with each other because we're supportive of one another. So, and she says, people did all of these documentaries and put all of her junk out there. And were sort of making fun of her in some ways, and they were. They were profiting off of it. So, and she didn't have control over that either. So, we need to give her some grace. She still needs help. We still don't know what all the truth is. All we can do is make assumptions by what we see, right? That's all we can do is make assumptions by little pieces and bits and clues of what we see, of what is released out into the society, what is on Instagram, what is released here and there, pieces and parts. No, Leanne says, I can't imagine having my entire life story put out for everyone to see. Me neither. And Willow, which Paranormal Witch, I don't think she's still free. We have much work to get her free. I mean, hey, Gourmet Thursday, darling. I'm so glad to see everybody here. Virginia Woolf, Marie Crum, everybody. See, I go on the same time as some other people, and all the people that I know get pulled here and yon. And you can't go through right now. We're going to be talking about pieces and parts of things, but right now we're talking about Britney Spears is releasing a single with Elton John to be released next month. It's a collab with a new version of Tiny Dancer, and there's supposed to be new music to come. New music to come. And Andy from Popcorn Planet even got to hear some of the song, and he says it's killer. Page 6 and TMZ confirmed it. It's supposed to be released next month. More music is supposed to come. She's supposed to have control over her music. It's exciting to hear. I'm hoping it's going to be really healing for her. I'm hoping it's going to be very healing for her. And it's going to empower her in many more ways. But I was saying, you can't go through that much of a personal imprisonment for over a decade and be detached from the world, so much so that you don't know what new technology, money, etc., where you haven't been able to do things, haven't had control of things, where you have a lot of catching up to do. And you're carrying a lot of wounds and baggage, and people have made documentaries about you, etc. She's still got all of these wounds. You know how I said when we carry trauma from over the years, I can do therapy with people to help remove a lot of the trauma. She's still got a lot to unload and try to heal from. I don't necessarily want to say that she went crazy. I just think there is a lot there that she has to navigate through. They put her in therapy and put her under medications and stuff while she was in this conservatorship. And we don't know what the medications did to her brain. We don't know all the trauma that she's been under while she was under it. Okay? And then you get released. Okay, think about being in an imprisonment camp, so to speak, for 13 years. Not really knowing what's going on in the outside world because you're not able to function in it. And then all of a sudden you're released and all your rights are given back, but you still don't know how to navigate on your own in the world. And on top of it, you've got all these emotional and psychological wounds from your own family. And you really don't know who to trust. And your own home was hijacked where you had no privacy. So you are severely wounded. Now it's going to take years for her to emotionally and psychologically recover from the damage that was done to her by the conservatorship. So it's a double whammy. It's a double whammy. So whether she was bipolar, severely depressed, whatever, postpartum, whatever she was dealing with in the beginning could have been handled. Then she's in this for 13 years and she's released. Now she's got to heal from the 13 years. People are assuming she's been released from the 13 years. She should be fine, Brittany. She should be happy, perfectly fine, Brittany. It doesn't work that way, people. It's like being in an imprisonment camp in the war, so to speak. It does not work that way. And that people and society and everyone is making the assumption that it should is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. I don't understand why they think it should work that way. She had enough cognizant and knowledge and awareness to be able to speak up for herself in a knowledgeable, intelligent way to get herself out of the conservatorship. So she's clicking on cylinders. And when she writes these letters about what she was put through, you can see she's clicking. But she's been put through a lot of trauma. And why people think she should be perfectly happy, cheerful, A-OK, 100% Brittany, that's insanity on the public's part. She has a lot of healing to do. A lot of healing to do. So, in my opinion, yes, I think somebody should rein her in on Instagram sometimes. Is she 100% okay? No, she's not. And rightfully so. But I feel like the public should give her some grace. The public should give her some grace. It's like she's been in an imprisonment camp for 13 years. Think about that. Think about that. She still needs guidance and help and healing. Think about if you were in the position she had been in and you needed regular, typical emotional mental health help, but because they still wanted her to function as a pop star and be a cash cow, they needed her to function in a certain way. So, on that note, they controlled her with, in my opinion, certain medications, threats, and by putting her in and out of facilities. 100% gourmet Thursday. 100%. Yes, public gave Johnny Depp grace. We can afford to give her grace as well. And we listened to the insanity of Amber Heard. OMG. I'm so sick of her. I wish her well. I wish her better so she'll be a great mother. I wish her well. I wish her better so she will be a great mother. But I am so tired of her antics. I cannot see straight. Because hers is not because of histrionic personality disorder or BPD. Hers is because she is egotistical, narcissistic, sociopathic, and I wish they would annul that marriage. I don't even think the 15 months they were together should even count as a marriage. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because, let me tell you why. She studied the man. She studied the man from the time she met the man and auditioned for the role. She studied the man. She studied the man. She was a grifter. She studied every nuance of him, everything she knew he liked. She had her eye on the prize. She pushed for the wedding not because she was in love with him. Not because she was in love with him. Because she wanted to climb the Hollywood ladder and she wanted his money. Period. Period. She started documenting ABUSE from the beginning of the marriage with therapists and counselors from the time they were dating. Why did she do this? She was setting a plan. Even if she was sweet and lovey to his face, she was setting up a plan. Why do you think she surrounded herself in the apartments in the place with her friends living all around her so that they could be witnesses? So that they could be witnesses. And she was highly upset that she wasn't already in the will from the moment they got married. Hello. Because if he drank, if he overdosed, she got most everything. Okay, Willow. And if she was surrounded by the friends, she had witnesses. So as she documented everything saying he was a BSE, her witnesses could corroborate. And she could take him for most of the money. And when he went missing, the $650 million, which she knew ahead of time he was going to be upset, and why he was slamming cabinets is why she came down filming in the first place and goading him with questions. She already knew because she was complicit in the money missing with the man that took care of his money and his other associates because she got to take a chunk off the top because she had her hand in the cookie jar to assist them in taking him for the money. She brought him in as a witness during the trial. It didn't help her much, but she brought him in as a witness. The guy that Johnny took to court that was in charge of helping him that says he didn't take Johnny for the 650 mil that Johnny fired along with some other associates. $650 million. This is why I don't believe Amber is really broke. She was she was leasing a $22,500 home during the duration of the trial in Virginia. But she's broke. She said she couldn't pay the children's hospital and the other place that she was supposed to pay her divorce settlement. You know, she was supposed to donate the money because Johnny was suing her. But that's not the case. Her insurance company was paying her attorney's fees. It wasn't coming out of the money that she had in the bank. Her insurance company was paying it. You see this pattern? Johnny let her friends stay for free in the apartments in the building, top of the building he owned. Not only that, they flew for free when they take trips to Paris, and she also convinced Johnny to give him, little envelopes of money. They didn't have to pay utilities, things like that. He was overly generous. Overly generous. Nor did her sister. No, nor did it was Io, Rocky Pendleton, and Josh, her sister. They all lived there for free. So Amber was surrounded by her friends. Now they all had access to each other's apartments and to Johnny's and Amber's. So you tell me what ABUSER is going to do something like that to his partner when her friends and family have access to their place of abode. You get where I'm going with this? So let's back up the truck. From the moment she met him on the first film She was making documentation with a therapist or counselor that he was being an ABUSDR. And making similar comments to her family, even though she was doing these things to him. She had a hissy that she wasn't already in the will. She insisted they get married, even though he didn't want to, and that wasn't really his thing. She made a big deal about it. He wanted a prenup, but she was throwing fits and wouldn't do it. So he lost his finger and got his face burned during the time that he was requesting a post-nup. You see where I'm going? In my opinion, if I were Johnny and his attorneys, after her trying to keep appealing, keep appealing, keep appealing, I would request an annulment in light of all that has occurred to make this as though the marriage never actually happened legally. In light of all the malicious things that occurred, to show what she was actually doing. That is my opinion. Because his wife to the children, his relationship to the children's mother, 25-year relationship, 14 living together, was, in my opinion, more of a marriage. More of a marriage. She has remarried. She has remarried. She's happily married. And she and Johnny parent well and are good friends. Although the kids are pretty much grown now. And she has made some of the loveliest comments about him as a human being. So, in my opinion, I think that the grand scale of things and the best karma and the best gift to Johnny is to have the courts annul this marriage. I think it should be annulled. 12 months, Gourmet, or less. 12 months, Mary, maybe? Uh, no. I don't know. Maybe, no, it's probably right after they got married. I don't know, Gourmet. I don't remember the timeline, actually. Maybe it was right after they got married. I don't know. I don't know. Gourmet says, I kind of think they have a past life experience, and it wasn't good then, now or in the future. I'll look it up. But I would love, I might put that out there to the Black Belt Bannister. I would love to see that annulled. I would love to see it annulled. I would hate to call her my ex-wife. Ugh, makes me sick. She doesn't even deserve that moniker. She doesn't even deserve that moniker. The fact she even got that much money for just a little over a year, ugh, disgusting. Johnny's been giving money to the Children's Hospital and other charities, the one she hasn't paid, and other charities, plus selling his art to raise money for some of these charities. Yes, he has. Also, I wanted to share, I don't know if any of you have ever seen the repeats or know of the show. Uh, I was trying to what was it? What was it? Father Knows Best. He was a little boy. I'm gonna share it. That would be the best thing to do. His name was Tony Dow. I think the show was Leave It to Beaver. It's what he played on when he was a little boy. That was before my time. With Jerry Mathers. Yeah, it was Leave It to Beaver. Beaver. Dana, learn to talk. Share. Share screen. Tony Dow. It was probably during our parents' time, but Tony Dow, after sharing a statement on his verified Facebook Tuesday morning, an actor and director best known for his role as the older brother Wally Cleaver on Leave It to Beaver, has died. According to Judy Twersky, a longtime friend of Dow's, Lauren Dow told Twersky he's still breathing and receiving hospice care. Tony Dow was thrust into stardom at age 12 when he was cast on the soon to be smash sitcom Leave It to Beaver. Dow helped create the archetype suburban nuclear family and became a household name to millions of viewers. The show ran from 1957 to 1963. Dow recalled learning over a hamburger and malt that he was offered the part after auditioning on a whim. There went my life. Wally Cleaver, the straight arrow teenage son, star athlete, and Boy Scout, became inextricably tied to Dow, who said he struggled to stand on his own. It's sad to be famous at 12 years old or something, and then you grow up and become a real person. Nothing's happened for you. Dow, who said he experienced undiagnosed depression from age 20 to 40, spoke out for decades about his mental health challenges before it was common for celebrities to disclose that information. I realize there's a perceived irony about this, he said in the Baltimore Sun, of his depression. You know that the fact that I was in a TV program that epitomized the supposed ideal world of the 50s, and here I'm suffering from depression, but I'm just one of millions. Dow told CBS that once he accepted his diagnosis and began treatment, he found hope. He channeled that hope into art, to sculpting ornate pieces at his home studio. I think people should take the leap of faith that they can feel better. Dow continued to work in Hollywood, taking parts in TV series and even reprising the role in the new Leave It to Beaver in the 80s. I never saw that. Harry and the Hendersons coach and Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Jerry Mathers, who starred opposite Dow as Beaver on the hit sitcom, told fans earlier this month he'd been in contact with Dow, whose managers said he'd been in and out of the hospital with various complications. So I don't know if any of you knew who this was. Yeah, I watched the reruns too. So sad. They married in February 2015 and his finger lost in March 2015. I mean, geez, right after they got married. And then they end up split in 2016. So let's see when they split up. When did Depp and Amber Heard split? May 23rd, 2016. So March April. So they were still together a whole year, but I'm sure that they were on film sets and stuff like that. But still, I cannot believe he stayed with that psycho a whole year. Our world, I'm just going to say, our world is so confusing right now. So, so confusing. I mean, we are changing, we're evolving and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right, Gourmet. We're evolving and we're changing, but I feel like there's going to be some of our old ways returning. There's going to be some of the old ways returning to some degree because people are going to be hungry for some groundedness, for integrity, for groundedness, for being able to trust things. We do need some evolution, but people are seeking to have more groundedness, not so much of feeling like they're floating in space, not knowing what to expect all the time. All the old ways won't return, but I feel like some semblance of there will be expectations of. There will be some expectations of again. People are wanting to be able to depend on that. There's just so much of maybe it's just me. You tell me. You tell me. There's so much of a feeling of floating around, not being able to depend on anything. So it's going to come to, like I spoke about before, ourselves, independently of everything else. The connectivity of ourselves between each other, between one another, neighbors, people, individuals. Because I've gotten where I can't watch anything about the government. I can't watch anything about politics. I don't trust anything unless it has to do with interactions between individuals. Interactions between individuals. Because I don't trust anything the government's telling me. I don't. I trust what I know people. Between people I can speak to. Does that make sense? People, big factions tell us what they want to hear. Scientists aren't 100%, government's not 100%. We get told things in mouthfuls. We have to advocate for ourselves, study for ourselves. It has to be what we learn, what we study, what we know, who we speak to, our connections, our gut instincts, advocating for ourselves, interactions between people, networking, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Your intuition, your research. And not just stopping here, research upon research upon research. Hey, Debbie Coakley, you don't read one thing and say, oh, well, that's the answer. No, you keep reading, you keep learning, you keep asking questions. You don't just read one thing and that's it. That's not enough. You have to keep on. One man's words is never enough. One man's or one woman's is never enough. What I say is never enough. You keep asking and learning and moving. You get what I'm saying? It has to be a preponderance of you trust your gut, you use your gut, you put the pieces together. On another note, I did change.org. I don't know where to go. There's a forensic DNA expert named Cece. Where did I put it, Dana? Named Cece Moore. She and a physician have come up with more heavy duty forensic DNA testing. And come on, Dana. Come on, Dana. You have got it. Oh, 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 oh. Don't worry about being late. Anyway, I was doing the research. JonBenét's dad wants it done, which is curious to me. And it's more high tech. They believe if they get the DNA from the curious parties and from JonBenet, the Colorado police have it, that they potentially can find who actually took her life within a few hours. Here's the kicker: the Colorado police will not release the DNA that they have. Won't release it to JonBenét's dad, won't release it to the forensic DNA expert or the physician she works with or the doctor she works with, who is another very intense expert. They have tried with JonBenét's dad to talk to the governor of Colorado, to no avail. Crickets. She strongly believes the potential is extremely high to find JonBenét's perpetrator within a few hours. It's been 25 years since JonBenet, since her life was taken. 25 years. 25 years. Unbelievable it's been that long. I'm sure most, if not all of you, have heard of JonBenet. I'm trying to share if it will let me. I'm sure all of you have heard of her. They're saying it can be solved in a few hours. They say buried deep inside the archives of Boulder Police Station in Colorado could solve the case related to JonBenet Ramsey, who was killed 25 years ago when she was a 6-year-old child. Combined with her skills and expertise in the new DNA technology, Moore said she is confident the case could be cracked. Moore made these fresh comments in an interview to 60 Minutes. It might only be a matter of hours before that DNA contributor is identified, she exclaimed to interviewer Sarah. So, what I did is I made a change.org. I made a change.org and put it on my profile on Twitter. Sadly, I think one person has signed it. Let's see. I think I'm the only one that signed it. Yep. I am the only one that signed that sucker. It's on my Twitter. Hoping that Colorado police would release it to CC. Probably won't go anywhere. But I was hoping after 25 years that case would be solved. Have you guys, do you remember JonBenet Ramsey? Do you remember her? It's crickets. I'm hearing crickets. Uh, uh, uh. Who remembers JonBenet Ramsey? No one? The little girl that was, her life was taken during a Christmas party in Colorado. She was a pageant queen. Anyway, I decided to do that in hopes they'd release it, and yeah, and that maybe the person could be found. So if you're interested at all, I'm on Twitter. I have a change.org, hoping they'll release it and the forensic DNA expert could find out who it is. It didn't add up. 25 years is ridiculous. Ridiculous that they can't find who it is. So that's kind of my news. Kind of my news for the week. I haven't had a lot going on. I want to know how all of you are. How are you doing in your lives? How are you doing? How is it going in your world? Tell me. Tell me how it's going in your world. I want you to know I heard from Sheila Swan the other day. They are still trying to navigate. There was a sort of a girls' kickball. I guess they call it football game going on the other day, and each year they're going to dedicate a section of it to his little girl. Leanne says it's been a rough week, but it's getting better. I'm glad, Leanne. I'm sorry it's been a rough week for you. Very sorry it's been a rough week. Any particular reason, or did it just start off rough? You don't have to tell me why, but I was just wondering if there was any particular reason. How are you doing, Miss Marie? Everybody, give me just a clip about what your week's been like, or how are you doing? I really, truly want to know. Don't make me sing to you. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Leanne. It is always difficult when you have to change medications. Lord, no, I know about that. And Eden had to stay home with COVID this week. The third time she's had COVID. But at least it's not the worst of the worst. Doing okay. Sending love and healing energy your way, Marie Crum. You're just dealing with pain, Marie. A burn week? Is that what you said? It will get better. Yes, it will. Definitely will. We'll make it better. Just okay, Debbie? Just okay? We have to dance through it, dance, dance through it. Even if you could only do it up here, even if you could only finger dance or face dance or head dance. Sometimes it's only shoulder dance, right? Or booby dance. Well, if you don't have boobies, that doesn't work. It's whatever you can make dance, right? Hair dance. I know. It's terrible. And what have you done good for yourselves? When you're having a crappy start to your week, what have you done good for yourselves to try to turn it around? Don't fall into the crappy. What have you done to try to lift out of it? Don't fall into the momentum. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it's feeling crappy, try to lift it up. You have two left feet. It doesn't matter if you have two left feet. Then you just lift them up and stomp them down. Or you shake your hips. Did you know moving your hips left to right can help stabilize your mood if you're able to? Can help stabilize your mood. It's like a self-soothing thing, like babies. Good, Debbie Coakley. So, if you're home, in your kitchen, in your living room, sitting in your chair, just do it sitting in your chair. If you don't have a spine issue, I'm doing it right now. Can you see me? Can you see me doing it? I'm just rocking my hips left to right. Just do it with me for a minute if you can. Just rock your hips left to right. It will help stabilize your emotional feelings. You lay down with your cats and relax. Virginia Woolf, how many cats do you have? Their purring sound can be relaxing. Sometimes my husband wants our Cleo to lay in bed with us. The problem is, she's still very young, but she'll lay down for a few minutes, but then she looks at herself in the mirror, and I think she gets confused. Still rocking your chair left to right. Just do that. Don't think about it. Just do it. Just rocking your chair left to right. And she looks at herself in the mirror for a few minutes, admiring herself or being confused. And then she wants to get down and check things out in the room. That's trouble. That's trouble waiting to happen. And I'm afraid of that. So I have to take her back. I have to take her back to the family room where there's tile and, a couple of sofas, which we need new sofas now anyway. So I let her stay in there with the other dogs. They have a den under the spare bedroom. So I lay down beside them and they are chill and relaxing, hearing them purr and stuff. Cool. I love animals. I don't think I have ever lived my entire adult life without animals and plants. I think I just sort of need the Garden of Eden around me kind of all the time. I think I have lived my whole life like that. So, what I'm telling you, is anybody rocking with me? If you are, put a one in the chat. If you just started doing it and didn't think about it, started rocking with me back and forth, put a one in the chat. But when your week is starting off rough, it is imperative that you do small, at least small, good Leanne, um, self care things to sort of take it from going down to back up. Because the you have to balance the scale. You absolutely have to balance the scale to keep things from going. You have to bring it back up. It is necessary, and it's an energy thing. It's an electrical energy thing. You have to bring balance to your body. It's like this internal highway you've got going on of energy. It's true. So when it's getting all blocked up, you have to unblock it by doing some kind of self care thing. I don't care if you cut on some music, you don't have to dance to it, but just the feeling that music creates a shift in the energetic field in your body, makes you feel better, creates a shift in your environment. Sort of zens things out a bit. Good, Leanne. And it doesn't have to be like this huge self care things. It can be little bits at a time. Little bits at a time make a huge difference. And now, if you're sitting in your seat, go forward and back. Just forward and back. It's crazy just what this rocking does to the energy in your body, the energy fields. And now just kind of go around a little bit. And then back to side to side. And then just take a deep breath. Just tell me how you feel after you've done that. And that's why you'll notice babies do it a lot. They don't know why they're doing it, but just intuitively, they do it, and it balances out a lot of stress in their body. It alleviates a lot of stress in their body, balances a lot of energy in their body. Sure does. Helps them alleviate stress. They don't know why they're doing it. They just automatically do it. And sometimes we do things in our body and we don't know why we're doing it. But we forget to do a lot of the things that really just help. I mean, sometimes if you just like stretch your arms side to side, you'll see people doing it, right? You relieve a lot of the stress and blockages in your body. Pull your elbows, try to touch your elbows behind your back. Some of you can't because of other issues going on. Try to touch your elbows behind your back. I'll teach my students in class this, right? They've got a lot of stress they hold in their body. And after you do this, try to touch your elbows in front of you, like you're going to put your hands under your chin. You'll feel pulling and tension in your arms. And that's exactly where they need to be for a minute. Then you feel it release. You feel the tightness, then you feel it release. You take a deep breath, you blow out. And then you'll feel the tense areas release in your body. You put them in unusual positions, like your hands like this. You might feel the tension in certain areas in your body. You breathe in and out. You'll feel a release. You have to experiment with those places in your body. When you feel the tightness, you'll be like, oh, it feels tight there. I don't want to go there. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's exactly where you want to go. And you want to take it, let it give, and blow in and out from it. Because you're holding something in your body there. It could be a stress from the day. It could be something that happened in your day that you're holding there. It's just not a tension. It could be something from your day. Crazy. An energetic something from your day. The body is a very fascinating thing. And we hold traumas in our body the same way. Not just injuries, traumas. Do any of you have questions you want to ask me? Or thoughts you want to share? Curious things that have happened? Aha moments you've had? Go ahead, share it. There's not a crazy question or thought you could share in here. Debbie Coakley says, I agree. I had to learn how. I am used to taking care of everyone except me. And that happens to a lot of people, especially women, especially moms. Especially. And you don't realize how many things we trap in our body. You can be in an argument with someone and something emotionally painful or tense can happen, a dynamic can happen between you and someone. And in that moment, it can get high and tense, and you will trap it in a certain area of your body and not even realize it. Not even realize it. And it will cause a tension, an issue, or something in your body. And you have to kind of learn to work it out of your body. But you can use rocking as a way to work emotional tension out of your body. Find a sense of calmness. Even at work, when you feel your tension get high, isn't that the worst, Leanne? She said, I know I do that. I hold all my stress in my neck and head. That is the worst. And especially when you're stuck at work and you've got more day in your day. You have to find a way to get it out. And it's very helpful to find ways to do things at your desk, do the breath work, move your body to release the tension, and do the breath work at the same time to relieve it out of certain parts of your body. And the breath work is very important. You'd be amazed at ways we can connect and move some of that out of your body. The mind-body connection is fierce. I need to do more work with all of you with that. So we can learn to take care of what's going on in our body more. Going on in our body. I need to learn how to speak plain English. That's what I need to do. I was telling somebody today, I was telling Shan, I said, if I went to California with this accent, they would judge me so hard. So hard. They would think I was so stupid and ignorant. I would show them they were so wrong. But you need to make a point to reward yourself. Reward yourself in some way. Hey, Willow. When you're pushing and when you're getting ahead, reward yourself. It doesn't always have to be food, mind you. But reward yourself. Put some happy in your happy. Put some happy in your life. You have to choose. Look, you have to choose to be happy. Happy doesn't knock on your door. Every day you have to make an effort and choose to be happy. Pick happy off your shelf. Do something that makes you happy. Is it vanilla ice cream? Is it flowers? Is it kissing someone? Is it a colorful shirt? Is it dancing in your living room? What is your happy? What is your happy of the day? Put different things that make you happy on a sticky note and pick a happy off the wall for the day. If you want to cover it up so you don't know what happy you're picking, do that like it's a surprise. Right? Make it a surprise. Cover it up and pick a happy off the wall. We all like a good surprise. We're all really little kids at heart, right? Take every opportunity to forgive someone for something that didn't heavily affect your life. Maybe they were just being stupid or ignorant, or you didn't like the way they smelled that day, or you didn't like their opinion. Take every opportunity to forgive someone that didn't heavily affect your life. Take time to meditate and think about what your life purpose is. We all have one. It can be small, huge. It doesn't have to be astronomical. And every day, take a moment to ground yourself. Just ground yourself. Just breathe for a moment. Just breathe. Consciously breathe. You have to breathe anyway. It's not rocket science, right? 4, 4, 4. It's not rocket science. It's good for you. Breathe. Hold it. Breathe out. And imagine that glowing, warm, soothing, leaking light from that fat, leaking star rolling through your body. Just think about it. Do these things. Baby, it's up to us now. I don't know if you're like me. I can't take all the negativity going on around us. I watch enough to know and keep up with what's going on in the world. I don't want to be ignorant, right? I care about what's going on. I just do not trust everything that's being told to me. I see the war. I see all of that stuff. And my heart is hurting for that, right? But I don't trust everything that's coming at me from the government and all that stuff. Again, I try to find out and advocate and learn and do all of that. And then I make a motion in the potion. Meaning, help people where you can, do what you can, network, connect, learn, advocate, be aware, learn and learn again. And be kind to people. Do the next right thing. Do the next right thing. Help everybody you can, how you can, when you can, even if it's just by physically being kind, making eye contact, opening a door, all the little things, smiling at somebody. You get what I'm saying. Being a good human. Being a good human. Giving food when you can, working in a shelter, whatever you can do, whatever is possible within your possibilities. But it's up to us as individuals. We have to do life the best way we can and be good individuals, brothers, sisters, humans, be good to the animals and nature and the whole shebang. All that stuff we used to hear back in the hippie days, some of it's before our times, but, makes sense now. So much is out of our control. We have to be good to one another. And in here, we have to support one another, love one another, have each other's backs, be kind to people coming in. Don't judge, don't hate. Learn things. Be there when people are down, lift one another up. Try to heal where we can. And learn about people from different places. That really warms my heart. And the more you guys and girls talk to each other and connect, I love it. Let me pull this up because I'm blind as a bat. I had to do the 4 today. It made a huge difference. I don't trust them either. I'm glad you did the 4. Look, I teach the 4 to I teach the 4 to everybody because it helps when you're anxious. It helps when you need more energy. It helps when you're depressed. It helps on so many levels. It can be your best friend. That and your gut instinct. And teaching people how to treat you. Teaching people how to treat you, your gut instinct, the 4, and your Vibe Attracts Your Tribe. Those 4 cardinal rules. And connecting with your creator and calling down your angels. And you have free will. So if you need angelic assistance, you must always ask and thank them. It's conscious breathing. Inhaling to the count of 4 through your nose. Hold it to 4. And exhaling through your mouth to the count of 4. Inhaling to 4. Hold it to 4. Exhaling to 4. And I ask that you repeat at least 4 times. 4, 4, 4, 4. Because it can bring your blood pressure down. It calms you down. It helps you focus. Brings your anxiety down. Yeah. I just feel like I call it that because it's easier for people to remember, especially if they get in a panic attack or get too anxiety ridden. It just helps your life. If you're angry, it can bring your anger down, make you think straighter. So it really helps on all levels. Okay, last chance. Do you have any questions? Do you have any remarks? Anything you want to share? I was trying to make today more relaxed. And I do private sessions with people um, for a myriad of things. Sometimes it's for a myriad of things. But they're private on Zoom. So you can contact me personally. You are most welcome, my dear Virginia Woolf. It's just other sessions were heavier. And someone's very dear is about to give me assistance to help me zhuzh up my channel. Yes, today I just wanted things to touch base about news I'd heard, to make things lighter, more relaxed, touching base with people, because I felt like the energy with everybody around had been more chaotic lately. And I just want it to be an easy day, easy day. Let everybody just chill. I was watching hair cutting videos where people cut their hair at home and had messed up and all that stuff. I don't think I did too bad. I need more conditioner, but I don't think I did too bad. Curly hair don't care. Can't mess up curly hair too bad. Aw, thank you so much, Debbie Coakley. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. It warms my heart knowing that I have helped somebody. Warms my heart. Good. That was one of the primary purposes of me even doing this channel. I think I am the oddball creator on YouTube. I'm the oddball creator because I'm actually trying to help people and do healing work, and sometimes I do help people connect with other sides. Sometimes I do hypnosis and all the other stuff. I don't do live hypnosis on this channel because I'm concerned about, I do private hypnosis. I'm concerned about the person on the other side. You know what I mean? Because I can't see you and I need to be able to navigate what's going on. So I don't do live hypnosis on my channel. I only do it privately via Zoom or in person because I need to be able to navigate what's going on with the person. But I'm so happy to hear that. So, anyway, if nobody has a question or a comment, I guess I'm going to start wrapping up. But I'm asking you that you make sure, and I really would like for you to put a sticky note with little fun self care things somewhere and then cover it up and like pick one for yourself occasionally as a surprise. You know what I mean? Put it on a whiteboard or something. But I want you to know that I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I want you to take my suggestions and put them in your hat and start doing these good things for yourself. And if you have topics you want me to talk about, I say this all the time, drop them in the comments below or DM me. It can be psychological, spiritual, social commentary, or breaking down a well known person psychologically. Just let me know. I'm open to doing it. I appreciate all of my mods. Continue prayers to Shoeless One and his family. Please, please, please. If you'd like to buy me a copy of what, Dana? A coffee, you can do it at miracles3@charter.net or at Dear Dana 1111. But you don't have to. I'm just happy that you're here at all. Remember that your vibe attracts your tribe. And I shall see everybody on Saturday night. I don't know what the topic is, but remember, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Oh, thank you, Leanne. I'm so glad you feel better. I love you all. Take it easy, and I will see you next time. Mwah. And you two in the bushes. I wish you'd come on up. You don't have to come on the channel. At least come in the chat so we know who you are. I won't push you. Take it easy till next time. And here we go. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, please like and subscribe. I almost forgot to say it again. Please like and subscribe. It's a free way to support the channel. Bye.